Sub dog. You want to learn how to become more courageous? You want to be able to know how to do the scary things without being, scared? Well, I can give you one major tip and then another thing alongside it. But if you want to become more courageous, I can tell you this by first off with an analogy. There's one day that I was jumping off this big cliff. It was like, I don't know, 30 plus feet. It probably wasn't as big as it, sounds, but it looked terrifying. Now, I was stood up there on top of this cliff, about ready to jump into the water, but something had stopped me. It was that fear, it was that, yeah, internal thoughts where I was scared and I didn't know what was going to happen. And there's like this whole anxiety rush of what the heck was going to happen because I didn't know what was going to happen. And I was sat on top of this, and, thinking was the first mistake that I made. Because if you really want to become courageous, and this is exactly what I implemented into this cliff jump that I did, I stopped thinking and I just did it before I could think. Now, this it can be implemented in literally anything. If you see a girl or a guy that you like and you want to talk to them, you literally just got to go up to them. You got to go up to them before your mind can let you think like, what the heck is going on? I don't want to do this. This is scary. Like, before your mind can even think about that, you just go and do it. And that's how you become more courageous. You just do the things before your mind can start, racing and become actually scared. So this is what I implemented with the cliff jump. I got up there, and what I did was I kind of just jumped. I stood up there, and I was talking to some of my friends, and I was like, "Are you sure this is like 30 feet?" And they were like, "Yeah, I'm positive." Like they were saying like how it was even like 20 something feet, even though it clearly wasn't. But I, had convinced myself, which is the second thing. I convinced myself that it, wasn't going to be that bad. If it ever gets to that point, you gotta wager whether it's going to be bad or not. And I had convinced myself that it wasn't going to be bad. And, I just jumped. I learned that if I just stopped thinking and actually did it before I could think, I actually ended up doing it, and it turned out well. So in other situations, like I just had mentioned, where you don't know whether the consequences are going to be dire or if like something bad could actually come out of it, that's when you got to wager whether it's, actually safe or not. But like in this cliff jumping situation, I wagered whether I could get hurt. And, obviously I'm jumping into a body of water that was completely deep, no rocks, no anything. And it was completely fine. So that aspect was, good. And also like any chance of, other injury, like if I were to belly flop or back flop or anything like that. And that has never happened to me in my, cliff jumping career. So I wiped that right off the board. And after that, like literally nothing was scary anymore because I convinced myself that it wasn't scary, and I jumped before I could think. I'll play the video probably, and you'll hear me say like that was definitely not 30 feet. I think it was, but it's whatever. And that's what courage does. It allows you to do the scary things when you're scared. It allows you to do the scary things when you aren't sure whether you should do them or not. And I think that's the best thing about being courageous. If you want to become more courageous, just stop thinking and, do it. And then wager whether it's actually going to be scary or not, which most of the time it's never. So yeah, thank you for listening and stay positive.